tourist. Her lie reflected my lie.
While watching Fight Club for the first time, my reaction to Marla Singer was dismissal and annoyance. I thought she was a silly distraction for the narrator. After all, who can be more important in this movie than the charismatic Ubermensch Tyler Durden? But the deeper I looked into her character, I realized that she is a lot more crucial to the story than one might imagine. Fight Club poses a very profound question to its viewers. When living in the face of a predatory, shallow, and distant society, do you give in to it completely or reject it in its entirety? You already know the two options for this scenario: the narrator's mindless passivity and Tyler Durden's destructive rebellion. But there is a third option, a middle ground, the best of both worlds: Marla Singer. She has a lot in common with both the characters. With the narrator, she is looking for the same thing as he is. First, she wants to feel good about herself, and second, she is looking for meaningful bonds. She attends support groups to remind herself that she is a lot better off than most people suffering. The same reason the narrator goes there. In the book, it is mentioned that she was also a morgue worker for the same purpose. As for the second similarity, despite the narrator being periodically cold and distant towards her, she still stays with him. She agrees with the narrator about the dying people at the support groups being better listeners, implying that she seeks the same kinds of honest and meaningful conversations.
When people think you're dying, man, they really, really listen to you
Instead of just waiting for their turn to speak.
She expresses resentment over her doubt that she believes the narrator is just using her for sex.
The condom is the glass slipper of our generation. You slip one on when you meet a stranger. You dance all night. Then you throw it away. The condom, not the stranger.
While on call with the narrator, she isn't joking about the attempted suicide being a cry for help. Most probably, she herself was the one to dial 911 and call the cops on herself. She does crave intimacy. Her similarities with Tyler are so striking that it is safe to assume that one of the reasons Tyler was created in the narrator's mind was for the narrator to be with Marla. That Tyler was created in Marla's image. Right from the nihilistic perspective about accepting death whenever it arrives, to even the basic needs clothing style of buying the cheapest thing found at a thrift store or stealing from a laundromat. She also doesn't seem to have any insecurities whatsoever. She doesn't care about the rundown house the narrator lives in on Paper Street, or even her own messy flat. She doesn't indulge in any superficial pursuits. Where she shines is her differences with both these characters. Where she isn't a complacent consumerist like the narrator, and neither does she want to reshape society to fit her ideal of perfection. She is only looking for companionship, and finally, the narrator appreciates her pursuit and joins her.